Oh hey, welcome back you bees to another video here on the channel. How you all doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, we're taking a look at the ARK Additions collection. Now this mod is a massive mod and it adds a bunch of creatures to the game. So really cool, unique creatures. But it had the biggest update since January of this year on the 30th of October. So literally, it was 3 days ago. This updated and a bunch of stuff, as you can see behind me. Oh, don't look, that's scary. Okay, so we've got all this stuff. Oh, don't look. Basically, we're going to be going through the change log. We're going to be talking about all the changes, having a look at some of the creatures, having a look at the new boss, just about generally talking about this mod. If you want to download this mod, the link down below is to the Steam page. You can go and download it, enjoy the mod if you're on Steam PC. And if you enjoy the video, make sure to like button. Subscribe, because over 80% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed. Make sure that subscribe button and hit the like. No, don't not. Okay, yeah, we'll just do this then. Okay. So first of all, the Archelon. Now, I don't know if I pronounced that right. The TLC has been completed in the recent update. You have the normal version and a aberrant-esque version. This is the X. This is the normal. Looking very cool. So these guys, not really much change apart from the fact that the TLC is finished with them. They can go on land. They can go on water. It's amazing. They look cool. There's not much to say. There's not really anything else that's changed with these guys. But if you're not familiar with them, they're just massive turtles that swim really fast and have, like, you know, a decent amount of health. I mean, look at his health. That's a decent amount of health right there. I'll leave him in the water. Next up, the acro changes. That's this guy. This guy's an acro. They've added an R acro, which is this one, but they also have an X, a normal acro, and all that sort of stuff. And they've also added a boss acro, which we'll talk about momentarily. So this is the acro. Now, I'm just force-tamed all these, so I can just ride them without anything. So this guy's had some debuffs. So his adrenaline has been reduced to 55% extra damage and 15% damage reduction, which is pretty insane. Also, his health recovery has been reduced by 15%, and it gets max health over 35 seconds. It was 27.5% HP over 35 seconds. Acro bite damage has been reduced from 55 to 50. So actually doing a little bit less damage there. Not too much. I mean, it's only 5 per hit. Acro shield stance has been reduced from 75 to 40% reduction while shielding. That's looking like this little move right here. So this is the shield stance, as you can see, which is like walking sideways. Very cool. The overall spawn rate has been reduced of this guy across the map to about half. Acro now drops the Acro Adrenaline Glands, which is used to summon the Acro boss, or the Alpha Acro, as it's probably pronounced. Basically, just had a lot of nerfs to this guy. He's not as OP, but he's still a really cool creature, and you can find it in the wild half as much. But when you kill it now, you get a gland, which we'll talk about in a second. The next creature that's had a change or that has been added is this guy, the woolly Bracco. Look at this guy. It's a Bracco, but extremely woolly. Look at him. He's actually awesome. I love him. I mean, this is probably unique and looks amazing. So the Brachy has been added, or woolly Brachy has been added. They've added a R variant of the Brachy as well, and the minor TLCs to the Brachy. Other changes to this guy is when you kill them in the wild, you get half as much as XP as you used to get, which, I mean, is not very cool. The Brachy Bellow cooldown, which is, I think this thing right here. The cooldown is now increased to 85 seconds for the, like, growl attack. All Brachy spawns have been reduced by 60% across all locations. So basically, some more nerfs to this guy. It's had a bit of a TLC. They brought out this woolly one. I will definitely need to go and tame this woolly one. I mean, that guy is just insane. But yeah, you find them less often now. So the Chonker changes. I haven't actually spawned this one in, but basically 20 seconds cooldown has been added to the tail swipe on the Conker. I mean, there was no point spawning it in just for that. Cryo changes. That's this guy right here. The Cryo changes. This guy is the R variant. It looks very cool. I actually really like the color pattern of this guy. And if I could find one like this, that'd be amazing. That is all that's happened with this guy. It's just got an R variant. So everything else is the same with this guy. You got like the spit attack or the venom attack. Pretty cool little run around. The Dinosuchus changes, which is the big alligator. I didn't spawn one of them in as well because it's pretty, like, it's not massive. Basics had a bleed debuff, so every damage is reduced from 0.175 of max HP to 0.5. The Gigabyte cooldown has been increased from 10 seconds to 15 seconds, and so basically added 5 seconds to the cooldown. And all their spawns have been decreased by half again. So this new boss could be crafted by getting the venom that we talked about. So this boss tribute has been added, Summon Savage Acro, and you can get them by getting the glands from defeated normal Acros, R-types, normals, or the X-types. You basically go and craft that up into this summoner. And you could do that at level 70, but it's going to cost you 50 Acro Adrenaline 50 acro adrenal glands. Okay, that's what it's going to cost you. You consume this, it's going to spawn in. So I'm going to do players only. Going to spawn this guy in, consume it. Okay, here he is. We're just going to players only again for a sec. So much bigger than the normal acro. Look at this guy, man. He's huge. He's got some spikes in the side of him. Looks like he's been in some sort of fight. Let's just move this bracket out of the way so we can have a proper look at this guy. So if you defeat this boss, then you'll get a bunch of high quality saddles for the additionals creatures or the additions creatures, as well as some blueprint versions of them saddles. And you also get a flag, a head trophy, some chibis, and a skin, this acro skin right here. You also get a ton of element and tech equipment when defeating it. So it's basically its own little boss. It's looking very cool right now. Look at this guy. This is an alpha level boss, so don't just come attacking it like normal. You need to basically be really prepped for this. This guy is going to be a tough boss to beat. Now, it starts with, doesn't matter what level your server is, it starts with 1,000,000 HP. So keep that in mind when you're versing this guy. I mean, this guy's insane. But its melee attack will scale with your level. So if your max level is 150, it'll be scaled to that. If your max level is 180, it will scale to that one. A little tip that they had in the change notes, this Savage Acro will warn players when it's about to do a dangerous attack. Back off from when this happens. And it will also taunt after performing a dangerous attack. This is when it's vulnerable and you want to go and attack it at this state. This alpha is immune from debuffs. It will use a special projectile attack to stop flyers and swimming opponents. It can only receive a maximum amount of damage based on the percent of its maximum health. Savage will ignore wild dinos and be ignored by wild dinos. Savage takes reduced damage from Gigas and Shadow Mains and deals more damage to them. Sacros also will exist for 1 hour after being summoned. Once the time is up, it will despawn, and if you haven't defeated it, you won't get the items. So that is pretty much everything to do with this boss. It looks amazing. I mean, look at this guy. It's absolutely insane. I'm going to kill it, and I'm going to show you what we get. Look at that. Got a bunch of stuff. What's going from my bracky? What's the guy wanting to do with my bracky like that? So let's have a look at the inventory. This is what we got. We got a bunch of tech stuff. We got the Ghost Acro costume. Very cool. We got the Acro trophy. You got the Acro flag. We got some chibi Acros, which I've got up here to show you. So we got a normal one and the next one. A ton of element. Some decent saddles for the additions creatures. So let's have a look at some of these chibis. This is the final thing to look at today. And that are these chibis. So this is an Acro normal. This is just a standard one. This is what it looks like. Pretty cool chibi. This is Scorched Acro. Just a different color palette. X Acro. I mean, that looks pretty cool. I like the eyes on that one. R Acro, which is the same as the one that we've got over there. Savage Acro, which is, you can see he's got like just a lot more scars on it. Bigger, more spikes. Looks a little bit flat though, doesn't it? And finally, the Chibi Depths, which is pretty freaking cool. I'd rock this guy. He's like a little buddy. A little buddy of mine. Hey little buddy. Hey little buddy. I like that one the most. So that is pretty much all the ARK Edition collection updates. The massive update that's happened. All in one video. There has been an update on October the 21st where basically they made some changes to Savage Acro. It increased the projectile speed and the hitbox for air projectiles. It made Savage's step damage cause structure damage. Decreased the damage received from various sources. It decreased damage received from default state and increased damage received during the taunting state. Damage captured during the taunt has also been increased. Savage Acro now takes reduced damage and deals extra damage to Reapers, and it's fixed some issues with the Savage Acro Dermis. That is pretty much all the updates for this. This is a massive update. We've got quite a lot of content from this mod this time round. I'm really happy with that. On my series, I'm definitely going to go after this big guy, even though we're not supposed to have element on that series, but we're going to go after this big guy. It might be really cool to do. Anyways, guys, that is the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you like button, subscribe to become you being, and if you want to see more mod updates and all that, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. What's your favorite part of this mod? That is the question if you made it this far. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.